What if you had a team member whose entire job was to check every competitor in your market every week and just hand you the results on Telegram without you lifting a finger? Here's the problem. I run Snapiro, a Nigerian Fintech app. We help people sell crypto and gift cards for Naira, buy airtime and data, and pay bills instantly, all in one app. Our competitors all publish live rates that move constantly, sometimes minute by minute. So checking the rate itself isn't the hard part. The hard part is everything nobody announces. The fee structure that quietly changed, a new feature that was launched and there was no press release about it, a policy update that was buried in the app, and you only find out when the customer complains. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I built an AI employee that tracks all of that for me automatically every Monday and just sends me the results straight to my Telegram. No dashboard to check, no inbox to open. Hey, I'm Larry and I help businesses automate using AIs. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact setup live so that by the end you can copy it for your own business, whether you're in fintech or not. Usually, I will use Hermes as it is my go-to when it comes to agentic AI setups. But because of easy installation and because I want to carry everyone along, I'll be using Claude Cowork. What we are building today is not the regular AI prompting. It's actually an AI employee with a specific job. It's our new computer and market research analyst for Snapiro. Here is the job description I gave it. Check our direct competitors for any change in fees, new features, or policy updates since the last check. Take a weekly snapshot of the rate so I can see the trend over time, not just today's number. Monitor what real users are saying about them and about us on Twitter, Nigerian, and App Store reviews. Watch for hiring signals. When a competitor posts a job for a blockchain engineer or a compliance officer, that tells us where they are investing. Compile all of this into a one weekly briefing and send it to me every Monday morning. No action for me needed to trigger it. The task runs on its own schedule. I get a message and the AI does its digging. The old way of doing this would have been using make.com or NetN to connect things. ChatGPT or Claude for the AI, Notion to store output, plus manually checking websites and filling forms yourself every week forever. But the new way, I'm using Claude Cowork for this, plus just one connector, which is my Telegram connector. Claude Cowork does the research, writes the briefing, and holds the schedule. And Telegram connector is set up once through the Cowork connector settings, and it lets Cowork actually send the briefing into the Telegram chat instead of just sitting in a document and waiting for me to open it. Two things, one setup. When I first looked into this, I assumed that our competitor sites were static and rarely updated. But I was wrong because I checked and I saw that these sites were dynamic, they were always updated, calculators were working every minute. These platforms move fast on pricing because crypto and gift card prices move fast. So the actual blind spot isn't the rate itself, it's everything around it that nobody publishes a change log for. Things like fee structure changes, a platform quietly adjusting its cut on a transaction type, new features and product launches, a virtual card, a new bill category, a new supported crypto, policy or limit change, App Store reviews, threads on Nigerian and Twitter, and probably job postings. And all this might be just announced only in an app and not on a press release. So let's get straight into how we're going to build this step by step. Now we go to Telegram and we search for botfather. Select botfather and inside the chat type /new bot, right? And it asks you to give the bot a name. This is going to be our employee. So we say Snapiro briefing. And it asks us for the username and we then put Snapiro briefing bot. So Snapiro _ briefing bot. So it creates the bot, right? And now we need this access token. This one I'm highlighting now. We will need it later. So take note of that. Now go to composio.dev. I'll be leaving the link in the description. Get started. If you've not registered, register. But I have registered, so I just signed in to my account. Then connect apps. Search for Telegram. Connect. And this is where we need the token for the bot you created. So you're going to copy it and paste. Since I already copied it, but look at it here. Copy. And then you paste. And then connect. So this automatically connects your Telegram to Composio. That way we can connect Claude to Composio and then interact with Telegram. So now open your Telegram bot and send a message to it. So when you open it and send the message, it creates a chat ID that Claude is going to use to be sending messages. It now knows that I can send message to this person through this bot. Now we go back to Claude and go to customize and then connectors. Then add custom connector. Give it a name Composio, whatever you want, Telegram Composio, whatever. Then for the MCP, we add this link, which is going to be in the description too. Then connect. So while we want to connect, we have to put our login details for the Composio. I put the email, and then you want to put the password too when you're done putting the email. Continue. Yeah, the password. So you might want to save this. This is up to you totally. Grant access to Claude. So now you can see the permissions. This is what Claude can do with your Composer. All of this. You might want to look at it, but everything is set. It's okay. Then now we go back to Claude, and then make sure you're not in the chat session, you're in the co-work session. Now you input your prompt. This prompt will also be dropped in the description. And I'll drop a link that has all of this so you can easily go through it. I'm going to tell you what the prompt covers. It visits my competitors and then records their current BTC, USDT rates that it puts as a snapshot in a notes document I'm saving somewhere in my computer, right? Then secondly, it compares the snapshots weeks against weeks. So if it's giving me a report for next week, it's comparing it with the last week and letting me know the difference between the rate this week and the rates last week. Then it searches Twitter, Nairaland for recent posts about my competitors and myself too, and then checks if there are complaints by customers to know where we can improve. And then also it searches LinkedIn and Jobberman for any job postings from these competitors for the last 7 days and suggests why they're looking for someone to handle that position. Then it writes me a brief every Monday telling me the rates, trends, versus ours, and customer sentiment and anything I should look out for from my competitors. Finally, it sends a briefing to Telegram through the bot and tells me what my competitors are most likely doing and what has been happening in my industry in the past 7 days by my competitors. Remember, not chat, co-work. So I send this. So it's asking me for a folder where the snapshot is going to be saved. So I'm selecting, let me connect to a folder. That way it knows the folder where it's going to create the files in. Now it's asking if you should connect to Telegram through the Composio. And I'm saying, yes, go ahead, use it. Then it asks me to choose a folder where it saves the briefing, the notes that's going to be checking against. I choose a folder in my computer and then, allow it. So if you're running this on the server, you most likely create a folder on your server where you're going to save this, right? So it's now telling me that it can't find any notes in that folder where these messages or the briefing will be stored. So it can be checking against it. And I'm telling it to treat as first run. So it creates the folder and the notes file inside the folder I gave to it. Now it's saying I don't have Claude extension on my Chrome, and it's not able to load JavaScript-driven calculations from our competitors. I don't really care about this because this is a tutorial, so I will ask you to skip the exact rate. Oops. It's saying the Composio connector needed for the Telegram bot is unreachable right now, but everything is checking out from my end, so I believe it's connected. And it's like we talked about hallucination with AIs, and this could just be one of it. Although you can see it gave me the briefing on the side here. So now I'm telling it connection to Telegram works fine. Try again and see what happens. It tries to connect again, it checks the code, and I just approve, allow the task. So you might not encounter this, it might just be peculiar to me. So you see sent, the briefing lands in your Telegram phone. So it works fine. And there was no issue at all. It's just the AI being an AI. Then I then tell it to attach this task and set it to run weekly every Monday morning. So with this, I'm trying to create a schedule. So it's using the skill it's created to create a schedule for me. And this is the information for the schedule. And I just click on schedule. So what the schedule does is by 6 a.m. on Monday mornings, it runs the script and then sends me a briefing. Once you're done with that, you click on schedule. And then you're going to see that we have the schedule here, Snapiro Computer Weekly Briefing. You can click on it and then you can decide to want to run it now to just test, right? So click on run. So we see if we get a message. So you see on Telegram, it's sent. It sends us a briefing of what our competitors are doing right now that is not making it to press release. And with this information, we'll be able to know how to position. This setup doesn't replace judgment. It replaces the hard work of finding the information judgment needs. I still decide what to act on. The AI just makes sure I'm not missing a quiet fee change. A post that has gone viral on Twitter, or a competitor that builds a feature that's about to kick us out of business. So here's one thing you have to avoid. Don't try to track all the competitors at once. So for us, we started tracking just 2, and finally we have expanded to tracking 6. Secondly, the comparison is only as good as the note file that is checking against. So the first Monday won't have anything to compare to. So that's expected. But from the second week, that's when what changed actually starts meaning something. Everything I used is just one tool, Claude Co-work. then the Telegram connector. I've put the link in the description. If you're going to build a version of this for your own market, drop a comment. I want to see what you've been working on. In the next video, I'll tell you how AI hallucination works and why it's important for you if you are using AI for research work. Subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.